going to perform behaviors that are antisocial. Okay, and hacking and all these things are regarded antisocial, right? But his theory stated that there are specific antecedent variables, things that need to happen before you get into that state. And they're listed over there. Anonymity is very important. Loss of individual responsibility, arousal, also known as excitement, sensory overload, unstructured situations, and mind-altering substances. Okay? So if you take, I mean, according to his theory, if you take a lot of drugs, for instance, you might what? Perform an antisocial behaviors. Or that might increase the chances of you doing that. So now we've seen how many theories? 3, right? Diener, in 1980, had another one. Individuals are submerged into a group. They're overloaded with information, which causes them to lose their objective self-awareness. Meaning that they have the assumption that as a human, I am self-aware of what I'm capable of doing and also of what I should not do. Okay? And it allows them to lose their internalized self-standards. So this is a little bit similar to the theory that we just talked about a second ago. But their major difference is they said that environmental stimuli, or Diener's work said that environmental stimuli determine the outcome of that. Meaning that if I'm in an environment that promotes pro-social things, then I might perform good things, right? If I'm in an environment that promotes antisocial things, then what am I going to do? Laptop guys, what am I going to do? This is interesting. Pay attention. Stop performing antisocial behaviors. Okay? So, what are we going to do? We'll perform antisocial behaviors, right? That was Diener's theory in 1980. And lastly, this has been the theory that's carried on mostly in computing. It's called the SIDE theory, the social identity model of deindividuation effects. Short, just let's call it SIDE. It sounds better, right? Put that theory on a side. There's 2 major parts of this. There's a cognitive component and there's a strategic component. Strategic component meaning that I want to use anonymity for a sole purpose of doing something, right? I choose to be anonymous when I'm chatting with my ex-girlfriend, okay? That's not true, by the way. I'm just giving you an example, all right? The cognitive component is different. The cognitive component basically states that you have this thing called social, part of being a group, it's called group dynamics. Hold on, what is it called? Group, it was by Turner. I forgot the exact term. But group association, okay? When you associate yourself with a group, that might actually change your view on how you view yourself as anonymous or not anonymous. So those are the 2 major parts of the SIDE theory. So how many theories did we see right now? 5? 4? Enough, right? So what do we see? We see many theories, right? Some of them are general, some are more specific. The SIDE is general, but it focuses mostly on the situation you're placed in. So which ones can we apply to computing? Who knows the answer? You can pretty much apply all of them to computing, right? Now, here's the thing. I don't want to say that no research has been done in these theories while relating them to computing. They have been researched, but in the sense of computer communication. If I send you an email, is that considered a crime? No, right? So that's my point. All this research has been done in CMC. And we are in the e-age right now. There's e-voting, e-payments, etc. I thought that would be funny, but no one got that. All right? And someone stated the equalization hypothesis also. All right? One of the... I'm glad someone smiled. All right. Someone stated that there's this other theory that they call the equalization hypothesis. And it means that individuals with less powers in society are more likely to say things out online, right? So you can tell your boss that you hate them if you're anonymous online by saying, I hate you, boss, right? That's the equalization hypothesis. I wish I had a clicker. One of the things that people usually say is that there's no obvious way of relating the sending of a message to a user's real identity. That's kind of fake. Look at that email. joe@google.co.uk. What do we know about that person from that email? He's what? Joe is what? What's his gender? Male. He works where? Google, in that scenario. Okay, I just came up with a fictitious email, by the way. And it's based out of the UK, right? So we know these three things. IPs are traceable. You can trace IPs to their source. Okay? Technology contains personal information. Right? Look at your cell phone. It contains probably a lot of things that you don't want people to know. One can use any of the anonymity-related theories, which is what we just talked about, to explain anonymity in computing. Okay? So we can apply all those theories to the computing world. Come on. So what? Right? The body of knowledge relating to anonymity and deindividuation is focused on what? Computer communications. Is it focused on computer crime? No. There's no focus on deviant behaviors. Cybercrime is associated with antisocial behaviors and deviant behaviors. Therefore, what we get out of this is anonymity theories need to be tested in the cybercrime field, right? Do you see where I'm going with this? Hopefully you do. Is it a problem? Yes. These are some staggering statistics. I don't have to read them out to you. Just have a look, be staggered. Okay? Why cybercrime? So why are people using cybercrime as means of attacking things? Well, it's efficient and it's cheap. In fact, in countries where there used to be organized crime, now there's organized cybercrime. Okay? There are people that are in charge of credit card thefts. There are groups that are in charge of fraud. There are groups that are in charge of all these different kinds of thefts that you can think about. And they all work together under one major group. And they make enough money. I don't want to mention any countries. Look that up. Go to Google and type that up. The second big thing is there are problems associated with laws that deal with cybercrimes. It's not very, the cybercrime definition under law is not very clear. So some people might get away with things. Like the person that did the I love you virus in the Philippines. It took a while to take that back to the Philippines, but then there were no cyber laws in the Philippines. That's a problem. So, the two major types of crimes that I want to talk about are high-tech, white-collar crimes and IT insider threat, because those are the most prevalent ones. High-tech, white-collar crime, or white-collar crime in general, is a very old crime. It's not new. It's developed over the years. In fact, the definition changed because a crime, it used to be a crime committed by a person of respectably and high social status. But now, anyone can commit white-collar crime. It's different. It's not, you don't have to be in high social status. And there are also debates on the definition of what white-collar crime is. If you go to the NW3C website, there's a paper that deals with that. You can go and have a look at that. Impact, you can look at these statistics as well. The problem is white-collar crime is changing from being normal or crime that does not deal with computing into mostly dealing with computing. Okay? And who's committing those crimes? People. Exactly. White-collar people. Insider threat. It's an actual problem that you can trace back to 544 BC. There's two basic kinds. There's sabotage and espionage. It's kind of interesting where people come in and they're like, hey, check this out. Insider threat in IT is a big deal. But you know what? Insider threats existed for so many years. Have we done much about it? Not really.